Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the Theme Park Evangelist. It is very pretty outside today. It's, I think, a high of 57, high of 60, something like that. And at least I got to go outside a little bit today, but anyway, I just got back from the movie theater, went and saw No Time to Die. I'm really, really glad I finally got a chance to see it. I would have seen it last Tuesday, sorry. Unfortunately, I had some stuff going on, and I was kind of tight on money at the time, so I was like, I'll just kind of wait a week and then go and see it myself. Which kind of worked out, and today is the first day I'm actually going to go play tennis with my coworkers, which is exciting, so I had that to look forward to. But I have some time before I go do that, and today I had mentioned on my Facebook page probably a few days ago or so that I wanted to talk about why the fall is the best time to go to Central Florida. Well, ironically, here in northern Kentucky, it's actually not that cool out, but it's not that hot out either. It's cool enough that, well, I finally put back on my hoodie, and actually I'm wearing sweats right now, but that's besides the point. But down in Florida, most people are either back up here at work or at school for that matter, or it's just too cold for them, which is honestly something I'm discovering at the Ark now. A lot of people have decided, well, I don't really want to go to the Ark right now because it's just too cold out. Well, come Christmas time, that's not going to really matter because everybody's going to be like, well, it's cold out, but I want to see all the pretty lights anyway, so I'll just drink hot chocolate and it'll warm up that way, which, makes sense. But for whatever reason, normally right after Labor Day, every single year, it just dies off in the theme parks altogether. So for the most part, you're looking at locals that are just visiting the theme parks. Now, as far as where I'm at, because we're dead center of the country, so to speak, a lot of people are still, making trips to come up here, whether they're on their way back down south or whether they're going back west, east, or back up north. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's a lot of people that are even driving just an hour and a half away or so, whether they're coming from northern Ohio, whether they're coming from southern Kentucky. So we're still getting some locals, but you know how that is. But as far as like Central Florida, when we're talking locals, we're talking mainly just the whole Central Florida area. So on a slow day at Walt Disney World, just for example, you're looking at 30,000, which is really quiet now. The Ark Encounter, without actually saying the exact number, well, let's just say it's has its hits and misses. Like on a Sunday or on a Monday, it's going to be pretty quiet. Later on in the week, it's going to be pretty busy. Saturdays are always going to be the busiest day of the week for the Ark. Now, the way Walt Disney World is set up, it's ironically busier at the hotels on Sundays because it's when everybody usually arrives. However, though, considering it's fall right now, there is not as many people coming in because of the fact that a lot of people are like, well, do I really want to go right now? Is there really any reason for me to go? I must admit, at the beginning of the month, that might have been different because of the 50th of Walt Disney World, but that would have been about it. Yes, there might have been some people are like, well, I'll go to Universal too since I'm here, or Legoland. Really the only reason to go to Walt Disney World or anything like that right now, just down in Florida, is to attend to the fall events. So you got Halloween Horror Nights, you got the Brick or Treat, of course you got Hollow Scream, and you got the SeaWorld Shampoo Spectacular and all that. So, I mean, really, if it comes down to it, that's all you have down there. And, I mean, during this time of the year, well, for a lot of people, especially locals, that's actually a pretty big deal. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm definitely, interested in going and seeing all that fun stuff. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't blame you and all that. But anyway, so when I was, here, let me bring that down a little bit. When I was living down in Florida during like the fall, for example, I admit that I always found it interesting that most people are only there when it's warm. Now, you got a lot of snowbirds that come from like this area down, but at the same time, are they going to be the kind of primary people that are going to be like flocking to the parks? Not really. I mean, you'll get some of them. Most of the snowbirds are usually going to Winter Haven, and they usually are like hanging around, going to the grocery stores. Ironically, the grocery stores get busier during the fall, but not necessarily the theme parks. Not necessarily. So the fall is kind of that weird time frame when you only really have the snowbirds that are hanging around the area. But the only thing that's going on, of course, is, your Halloween events, which draws a lot of locals, like I mentioned. When I was working at public supermarkets in Winter Haven, I saw a lot of advertisements for Halloween Horror Nights, and of course, all the locals got excited, especially since they got like the best deal out of all of the people that were going to Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, you had to literally be a Florida resident to really want to go. And not everybody wants to go to Universal to attend Halloween Horror Nights. And of course, the other side of the coin is Halloween Horror Nights is a separate ticketed event. Universal does a Christmas event, but it's actually part of your admission. And in some ways, I feel like Halloween Horror Nights is geared more for the locals as well as people my age versus their holiday parade that they do every year. That's geared towards all ages, and it's also geared towards literally anybody because a lot of people literally are already in the area for the holidays and they're like, oh, look, Universal's doing this. Now, I have seen on Facebook myself that a lot of people are going to Universal, for example, to go see Halloween Horror Nights, even around this area. Some people are even now saying that Kings Island has the best Halloween event, which that literally just happened this year. It became number one of all Halloween events. For whatever reason, I have not heard any Floridians say, oh, I have to go all the way to Mason, Ohio just to go see Kings Island's haunt. But at the same time, I haven't been down to Florida yet. So I'm kind of tempted to ask, on my Facebook page, to all Floridians, have you ever heard of Halloween Haunt? And, not necessarily referring to any locals around here, but to Floridians, like how many Floridians have actually heard of Halloween Haunt? And just kind of curious to hear how many answers I'll get. But anyway, back to Florida. So I would go to Walt Disney World the most during the fall. Yes, it's still technically hurricane season. No doubt about that. However, though, the weather is absolutely perfect. The crowd levels are incredible. Then you got all the Halloween or fall decorations. You have all those opportunities to go and just enjoy the Halloween events to yourself for the most part. And you get to enjoy all kinds of like Halloween or fall festive foods and beverages. You also can buy like fall festive merchandise and stuff like that. It's kind of a neat time. And it's also that kind of proverbial calm between the summer crowds and the Christmas crowds. And as a cast member, I absolutely loved, well, former cast member, sorry. I absolutely loved fall because of the fact that it gave us a chance to kind of take it easy from the summer insanity, and also give us a chance to just kind of rest and prepare for what was to come, which was in December. So fall is like the perfect calmness before the insanity comes back again, and the perfect calmness after the insanity, if that makes any sense. Which is another reason why I like it, and the fact that the weather is like absolutely perfect now. Up here, obviously, you have all the trees, changing color. Down in Florida, unless you want to go decorate a palm tree, you're not going to see any trees changing colors down in Florida. My mom would try to do her absolute best, and she would put up like fall decorations throughout the house. And yeah, you had a cooler weather. And I always loved living in Florida. I mean, I'm being kind of sarcastic about this, but I always thought it was hilarious when the weather actually did start getting cooler. Like, let's say this kind of temperature, which I'm experiencing right now, high 50s, low 60s, would eventually come to Florida. We're talking normally early November. I heard this year it did come a little earlier. I won't deny up here, they do tend to freak out a little bit about the cold weather. Like, yes, I have seen people already putting on jackets. A lot of people are going, "It's cold outside." It's bad here, but not like it is in Florida. Like, if the temperature even goes down below 70 down in Florida, it's automatically cold. It has to be about what temperature it is right now, which is in the 50s, for people to start getting a little nervous, which, at least with the 50s and 60s, that's a little bit more of a, understandable thingamajigger. I know last night it was actually kind of cold. Last night I did kind of wish I had a jacket. What the temperature we were experiencing last night would have been brutal for a Floridian. Which is another reason why I don't miss living in Florida, because of the fact that if it's below 50, it's actually state law that kids can't go outside, and then of course everybody's just freaking out in general. So, yeah, there are some reasons why I don't miss living in Florida, and that's one of them, right there. Just saying. But I'm gonna just kind of finish wrapping up on this topic. So, I mean, for the most part, I pretty much covered everything. I really just wanted to let you guys know, if you really wanted to go to Florida, enjoy the low crowds, and just enjoy the cooler weather before it gets too cold down there, because there's about 2-3 weeks of the year in Florida we're talking January, when it actually does get into the 30s, which is actually pretty cold for Florida. I mean, that's more or less what the lows we get here in late October, early November. But down in Florida, that's as cold as it normally gets. It's a low of 32, maybe even high 20s. And to Floridians, that's freezing. But it normally does range in temperature down in Florida, especially at this time of the year, between 60 and 75, easily. Which is actually really nice, considering they just got done suffering in the hundreds. And then, of course, you don't have to really deal with all the northerners, because of the fact that they all went back to work and all their kids went back to school. So, let's just say it's right the day after Labor Day. You have technically 2 months, roughly, to enjoy the calmness. I don't know what it is about Disney, but I discovered the hard way on Halloween. Halloween literally was like... I actually worked on Halloween and November 1st back in 2017. No, not 2017, 2018. And I was doing the whole Mickey's House is Scary, and I was just working a regular day. So Mickey's House is Scary, they literally had all the Halloween decorations up. From my understanding, they still have the Halloween decorations up on Main Street, USA by midnight. Keep in mind, it's still technically that, slow season, and, you still don't have all the, Northerners coming back yet. Even the first couple of weeks of November are technically that weird time, but November 1st, I came back to work and they were telling me, oh, the Christmas decorations are already up. And I'm like, what? And sure enough, they were. I don't know how I found out, but they were. And I was like, that's insane. The Halloween decorations were just up last night. And they said, yeah, they put it all up overnight. And I'm like, wow. I'm just like, that's insane. And when the Halloween decorations come down, which today is October 26th, so we're talking 5 days from now. 5 days from now is Halloween. So 6 days from now, as far as the theme park, the tourism Central and Central Florida is considered, all of Halloween will be officially over in exactly 6 days. And in fact, probably less because it's already late in the day on October 26th. So, like, first thing in the morning on November 1st, it'll be officially the Christmas season as far as Central Florida is concerned. As far as Disney World and Universal is concerned, Magic Kingdom will be the very first one to put up all their Christmas decorations. Everybody will follow suit in 4 days. So that by that Thursday or Friday. I'm just like, wow. And then you have to take into account that once those Christmas decorations go up, you got until the Friday before Thanksgiving, or Black Friday, whatever. So November 26th, a month from today, is Black Friday. So we have until November 19th to enjoy the calmness of just wherever you're at. Like, for me, the traffic is already bad enough in the Florence area, but it's going to be amplified by 100 times come the holiday season. Disney World, it really doesn't matter. Like, some of you might think, like, if you've ever heard of I-4, for example, that there is a time of the year when I-4 is quieter than others. Not really, no. I-4 is usually pretty bad every day of the year, except for the holidays. The only days of the year you can actually get away with getting on I-4 and going over 100 without having to deal with traffic. I'm just using that as an example. I know TJ would do that. I know, it's crazy. But, like, even, like, right now, in late October, it's still crazy down there. And you would think, well, how so? There's, like, nobody down here. It's the fall, for example. Nobody's supposed to be around. Because there's still a lot of locals using the interstate. That's not going to change. It's just going to be a little worse when all the Northerners get back on the interstate trying to find their way to Disney World and all that fun stuff. So it'll just make it even worse. So, yeah, there really is no escaping it. Yeah, I know this was a really weird topic to follow, but I'm going to conclude everything by saying if you have the chance to go to Central Florida, the fall is the best time for the following reasons: because it's the quietest time of the year, the crowd levels are the absolute best. It's also a good time to go see and enjoy all the Halloween decorations, eat some good Halloween stuff, food or whatever, enjoy the Halloween events, get some fall merchandise, enjoy those fall events like the Food and Wine Festival, or even any of those Halloween events that are going on. And if this is your excuse to go to Disney World before the holidays, then do it now. Because come Christmas, Disney World is going to get chaotic. Trust me. And Christmas is right around the corner, but of course, before that we have Thanksgiving. So, and as a Christian, I know to celebrate Thanksgiving first and then Christmas. I personally believe that it's completely okay starting Black Friday to start celebrating the Christmas season because Black Friday technically is the beginning of the Christmas season. Anyways, I will see you guys on Thursday when I talk to you guys about trying to remember what I was going to talk about. Just looked at it. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, on Thursday, since we're going to be about 30 days away from Halloween, I should have remembered that. I will be discussing alternate ways you can be celebrating Halloween. Whether it's this year or for future reference, obviously I'm not going to get into it now, but I know not everybody likes Halloween for religious or personal reasons. I'm indifferent about it. I really don't care for Halloween that much. I personally went to Kings Island's Haunt back on Saturday, not this past weekend, the weekend before that, for you guys. And also, I really did want to go see my good friend Danny, so that's also why I did go. But that doesn't mean I necessarily celebrate Halloween, you know. And I did have a good time. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed taking pictures and just walking around, seeing what they had to see, what they had. But that doesn't necessarily mean I want to go on any of the haunted houses, especially for medical reasons. I can't anyway. Oh, also, before I wrap up, I just want to let you guys know that this Christmas, I am super excited that I will be going back to Canada for the first time in 2 years. And if you guys are not aware, you have to be fully vaccinated as well as display a negative test going into Canada. So you only need to be fully vaccinated to go back into the United States if you're an American citizen. I don't know what the rules are for Canadians, but being a full-blooded American, even though I'm technically half Canadian for biological reasons, sort of, I do not have to get a negative test to go back, just to go in. I found that actually from my parents who were just in Canada a couple of months ago to go see my dad's mother. And that's actually the main reason why I want to go, besides wanting to go to Canada to celebrate Christmas for the first time in over like a decade. We're talking probably 15 years it's been since I've been to Canada for Christmas. And I know I'm like going over my normal 20-minute some discussion topic time limit, but I just really wanted you guys to know that if I could have gone even once over the past 20 years, I would have done it. Sorry, not 20 years, 9 years. Once, at least over the past 9 years, I would have gone. But unfortunately, due to work, I have not been able to go. This is the first time in 9 years that I'm able to go back to Canada to go celebrate Christmas with my family. Yes, I have family here in the States. Obviously, you know, I live with my parents again, though I'm trying to get back on my own again. But I have not been to Canada to celebrate Christmas with my extended family in that long. And it would be a true blessing to be able to do it. You guys already know from my vlog of, you know, filming up in Canada about 4 years ago that there are times and places when I can vlog. Obviously, certain businesses like Tim Hortons does not allow it. But I have found loopholes. I have found when I can get away with it. And I'm going to do whatever I can, or I'm going to vlog in Canada whenever I can. Even if it's mostly pictures of the scenery and the snow up there that I have to post on my Facebook page, or do a montage of my Canadian photos, as long as it's not pictures of my family, I'm down for it, really. Alright, that's everything. I will see you guys on Thursday. Probably downstairs this time. I'm up here because my brother is downstairs right now. Just had to spend the night last night. He came back after work to get some extra sleep before he went back home to Cincinnati. So I'll see you guys downstairs in the family room on Thursday, and we'll be talking about Halloween. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.